Meditation has a huge mind-body connection. There's no difference between the two. I always like to say consciousness is a big word, but consciousness supersedes body. Consciousness is what we're working on when we're working with a meditation practice. So what does that mean? It simply means we are our thoughts, right? Everything that we think, whether we say it out loud or not, turns into a manifestation in life. Right? So every single thought that we're thinking is an energy and an impulse. If we have a mind that's thinking high volume thought, it's connected to emotions. And these emotions are connected to our physiology. And our physiology then goes into action through thoughts itself, right? We have thought and that impulse, then we go into speech or action itself, and that's how things manifest into life. Now, if we have a mind that's stressed, what happens is that the body receives stress from the thinking itself. And what happens if the mind is constantly thinking in negative patterning, it's starting to think through anger. It's starting to think through frustration, through anxiety, through depression, all of these different types of things. It affects our body. When we're thinking those things in high volume, what it does is it sends messages to the body. And what happens is that we have this amazing printout of how our system works. We have a cellular system within our body. Every thought and every memory we have gets embedded into our cellular system. We also have these 5 senses: smelling and touching and tasting. All 5 senses we take in, and it goes into our body, into our cellular system. Our cellular system is like our hard drive. So if you can think of us like a cell phone or an iPhone, we're the same thing. The iPhone has many applications, so do we. We have our heart, we have our liver, we have our digestive system, our metabolic system, all these different functions that are happening. On the cellular level, as we imprint and experience life through the 5 senses, it goes into our hard drive, our cellular system. Every emotion, right, that we're experiencing gets into our cellular system. Every mental patterning that we have, or obsessive thinking, or addiction, any of those things, those too are going into our hard drive and our cellular system. And every physical sensation then goes into the body and it imprints. Now in time, what happens is that we end up having a lot on our hard drive. Right? Our body gets overloaded. And when our body gets overloaded, it starts to show up through distress. Distress is headaches, stomach aches, my digestion, it's off. Maybe I'm not going to the bathroom, I'm constipated. These different types of things start to occur. This creates disease. And this disease turns into a huge problem for us. It inhibits us from living life at these higher qualities. When we're meditating, we have the ability to go in and clear our hard drive. It's the greatest thing. Naturally, what happens when the body goes into these deeper rest modes, which our body's not in this fight or flight mode in our nervous system, what happens is that the body can naturally, effortlessly start to clear out space within our hard drive. It starts to pull out what we call this biomemory, our past. Everything that we've ever experienced that hasn't felt so good in life, that's inhibiting us, that's blocking us. It could be money issues. It could be abuse that we experienced when we were younger. It could be smells that we smelled that trigger us and we don't want to then eat the food. All of these different types of things start to get cleared and pulled out of the cellular system within the body. The mind starts to decrease in its thinking, which means less effort's happening, which means we're not firing as much chemistry within the body. We start to work from a space that's no longer in this fight or flight response in our nervous system. So our nervous system gets to calm down. And this is really important as a human being. We need to have a nervous system that's feeling balanced and in harmony. Our mind starts to balance and bring more stillness, and our chemistry starts to balance, and we start to clear the cellular system of the past so that we're not bringing the past into the present, and we're actually able to live in each moment as it is. This is what's important with meditation and why we do a regular practice.